Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the world. Today I'm going to work on a challenge card, and the challenge is never too early for Christmas. So we're at the beginning of September and I don't usually think about Christmas too much at this time of year, but I'm going to raise to the challenge. So I had a little think and I remembered a colour combination and a card that one of my Stampin' Up sisters, made back November last year before I left the States. And so I thought I would use her as inspiration. So here we go. Hopefully memory serves me well here. Right. So I have a piece of grey card. This is called Grey Granite, I believe, and I have this embossing folder which is brand new, never been out the packet. So we're going to use that one. I think I bought it just as we were packing up last year, so I never got round to actually using it. So this is, let's see, right, so I'm going to try and pick up a couple of the trees. Okay, so we'll start with that and just get my embossing machine out and we'll see. Now I always like to put mine in hinge first. I just think it protects it more, because then it sort of pushes the plastic out this way rather than against the hinge, but that's just me. Okay, so we just do that and get that done. And let's see what we've got, because as I say, I've not used this one before, so I have no idea what the result is going to be. Oh, that's nice. It's quite a deep emboss on there. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is, let's get some paper. Here we go. I've got some paper here. I'm going to lay that on, and then with some white ink, this is craft ink, hopefully this works, we're just gently going to brush across the top of this raised piece. So that looks like we've got a bit of snow on there. Ooh. There. Ooh. I'll just get my finger in it now. Okay. We'll leave that to one side and I'll worry about that. So we've got this. We've got a little bit of a smear here. Let's see if I can use an ink eraser to just get rid of that little bit. There we go. That's taken the worst off of there. So if you've never used one of these, then they call it a sand eraser, and it is for ink, and you can just get them online. Yeah, just Google sand eraser, and I think you'll be able to find them. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment to dry. We're going to have, I've got this piece of card. So this is half a sheet of A4. So it measures, I've trimmed off, I've trimmed off 1/4 inch, so it measures 11.5 by 4 1/8. And we're going to need an inside piece to write your to you love from me. So I'm just going to cut this, so it's 5, I'm going to cut it 5.5 like that. And then this is 4 1/8, so 3 7/8. So you can use this make this with letter size card. You'll just need to cut it slightly smaller. So for a letter size, it's going to be 11 by 4 1/4, and then you'll cut this piece here 5 1/4 by 4, and then you'll get that layer. Now, you don't need to try and remember these measurements. If you look below this video, there'll be a direct link to my blog, and it will take you exactly to this this post for this particular card, and I will have the measurements for both A4 and letter size card. Okay, so that's that piece there. So there's our front, our inside piece all put down. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to make myself a label. So I pop that out the way so we can see what we're up to. And I've got some bits and pieces here. And my greeting is from, I think, a long since retired stamp set. And I've decided to use 'Tis the Season. So I thought that was just a nice little greeting. So we just stamp that down there. There we go. And then I've got this punch, and I'm going to center that up as best I can. Like that. And then what I want to do is I want to thread some ribbon around it. So I have a little punch somewhere here, this one, but to be honest with you, it's far too big for the ribbon I want to use. So I decided that I would just go ahead and make some little slits myself. And so I'm gonna just get a pencil and I'm gonna mark where I want it to go. And I want it to go here somewhere. Like that. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in. There we go. I've made some little pencil marks. And so I've got a craft knife. So you need to make sure that you don't cut yourself. My husband cringes when he sees me with these types of things, because I once nearly cut my finger off with a butter knife. So I'm going to put a slit along this line. And then I'm also going to do the same here. Right, hopefully. Yeah, it's come through. Lovely, right. And I've just got an ordinary pencil eraser here. and we'll get rid of the little line, and hopefully we will be in a good place. Right, so let's just try to feed this through. Let's see, let me just use this again and just hope I don't stab myself. Yeah, I think I need to just open them up a little bit more. So I think most crafters have got a craft knife, so you can do this regardless of whether you've got a punch or anything. I've just had a thought. Let's use our little piercing tool to see if we can get that through. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be, but maybe if I fold it in half. I think we're thinking now, aren't we, Cindy? I think we are. Yes, Cindy, you're thinking now. So we're going to cut a piece off there. Not quite sure how much I need just yet, but we'll just cut a piece there. I don't think I need this anymore, but maybe what I'll do is I'll use this, because then you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so lesson learnt. Fold it in half and push it through that way. There we go. And we're going to take this and we're going to cut a piece off like that. Right. Now then, it's looking a weeny bit it looks a weeny bit bare, doesn't it? I wonder what I've got that we can just pretty it up with a bit. Hold on a minute, let's see. Right. Here we've got a stamp. We go and get some more ink. Let's just use a very, very pale grey. Right. Pebbled path. So we'll just pop that briefly on a block and we'll see what that looks. That looks as though that might be nice. We pop that across there. One, two, and pop again. There, I think that's done something to it. Right, so that was called Elements of Text. So that was the other one that we used there. So then, what we're going to do is we're going to position this like this, and we're going to stick it down so that it doesn't move when we do the next bit. So let's have a bit of adhesive. Make sure these are well out of the way. Like that. And then we're going to do this. We're going to flip this over and get some tape and making sure that it's not, and this looks like it's sort of been wound around several times. That's what attracted me to this card when I saw it. And I wished I could remember which of my Stampin' Sisters created it, because it was like a shoebox swap, and and I lost track of who had done what. So we're just going to do this. But it's a nice different kind of colour combo, isn't it, for a Christmas card. I think that's what I found so attractive, was the difference in the colour combo. We just trim these extra bits of ribbon off, and there, and that just looks like it's kind of been wound around, doesn't it? I like it. And then we get our card base back, and let's put some of this tape stuff on. So this is just like double-sided foam tape. We'll just pop some of that just to give it a bit more. Oh dear, I'm fighting with it now. I'm not usually this cack-handed. There we go. Maybe it would be better to do it this way. Yeah, that's not as difficult, is it, as it was before. Right. And we just pull these pieces up. Like that. Now I can tell that this white ink is still a tiny bit damp. So either set it aside to dry, or to use a heat tool to dry it off would be good. I've got a little bit showing there, but that's not going to worry me. And then I think, just to finish it off, I've got these. I managed to get a little bit of white up there, but this this is making it go away. So I've got some silvery and I've got some grey pearly things. So I wonder, should I go? I tell you what, let's finish up the silver ones off of here. So we'll just dot them around like that. There. So there is my answer to the challenge of It's Never Too Early for Christmas. And we've got a card there that's not quite conventional Christmas colours, but I think I'm really happy with it. So if you've enjoyed this one, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate you to subscribe and share. And I also appreciate the fact that you've chosen to spend some time with me today. And I will look forward to seeing you next time with another project. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.